Shalom, Kohalo Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Waha Wakar Kodash Barakatah. And today I'm just be going in, basically the destruction of America. Tonight is Sabbath. Shalom Shabbat. Spirit was on me to do this video, man. Alright, so I had to get some scriptures out, get the breakdown. So, we gonna hop into it right quick. I'm gonna start off with 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. All right, so this scripture is talking about, the flood that happened, Noah's Ark, when Yahweh Shah destroyed the earth with a flood, man. So Yahweh, he didn't spare no one except Noah and his family, because Noah was a righteous man, he was a righteous preacher. All right, and the Most High flooded the earth because of the wicked, man. He flooded the wicked out of the earth, man. And he had to start all over with Noah and his family, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and read verse 6. It says, "And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly." All right, so Yahweh, Yahweh, he gonna do the same thing he did to America that he did with Noah's Ark, man. Except it ain't gonna be no flood. All right, he basically gonna destroy these people out of the earth, man, like he did with Noah's Ark. Except he did it with water, and he made a covenant that he wouldn't do it with water. He wouldn't do it with water again. This time he gonna do it with sulfur and brimstone, like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, that's why in verse 6 it says, "And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes." All right, them ashes represents, when you burn something, it's gonna turn into ashes. Sodom and Gomorrah was burnt up because of the wickedness, man. All right, all of that homosexuality that was going on. So Yahweh the Most High, he had to burn it, had to burn them cities up out of there. All right, and it said, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned with them an overthrow, making them an example or an example unto those that after should live ungodly. All right, so Yahweh made an example out of Sodom and Gomorrah that whoever follow in the ways of that city, the same shall happen to them what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. So, is America not doing the same thing Sodom and Gomorrah was doing with the homosexuality, with this LGBT agenda they pushing, man, making gay marriage legal, and the laws they making in California. All right, they basically just promoting this homosexuality thing like it's okay. They just basically saying it's okay to be gay, man. All right, when scripture is totally contrary to that. So Yahweh, he got to do the same thing he did to Sodom and Gomorrah to America. All right, and when Yahweh sent the two angels down to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, they had to get, just like Noah, he was spared, he was saved out of that flood. Lot was also saved, out of that destruction out of Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why the two angels that came to Lot when they was in Lot's house, and they basically told Lot, you got to get your children, your servants, your son-in-laws, you got to go, man, because we finna destroy this place. Matter of fact, I'm about to get that scripture. It's Genesis chapter 19, verse 12. It says, "And the man said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides? son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters. All right, so the angels was asking him, do you got anybody in this house besides your son-in-law, and your sons and your daughters? And it goes on to say, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. Verse 13, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. So the angels was like, look, you got everything you got, bring it up out of this place, man. You got to leave, because we came here to destroy it, man. Because this place is crying a great wickedness, man. So we got to destroy it, and the Lord sent us here to destroy it. All right. So they was Lot basically got saved out of that situation. The same thing gonna happen to America. The prophets and the elect will be saved out of the situation of the nuclear missiles coming to hit America. All right. Just like Noah was saved, just like Lot was saved, the elect will be saved. All right. This is Genesis chapter 19, verse 24. It says, then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. All right, so the Lord, he rained down brimstone and fire, man. He basically just burned that place, and he overtook it with fire and brimstone, and that place burnt, man. And it was from the Lord out of heaven. All right, so the same thing gonna happen to America, because they doing things totally contrary to scriptures, which is even worse than what they did in Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, so the Lord, he gonna have to do the same thing he did to Sodom and Gomorrah, because scripture said, that so like, let me go back to that second Esdras. I mean, no, Salakia, second Peter's, that 2 and 6. Scripture said that turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that shall live ungodly. All right, so the Most High basically saying, when he said that he making them example unto those that shall live ungodly, all right, he basically saying anybody that's gonna follow in the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah, the same will happen unto them. All right, and that's what's gonna happen to America, because they want to follow in the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah, but they want to do it at a more higher level, because that's what they doing. All right, they worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. They're worse than the Chaldeans. All right, they're worse than the time of Noah. All right, that's why the time of Jacob's trouble will be worse than no other, man. All right, won't no time ever mentioned in scriptures be as worse or terrible as the time that's going to come in Jacob's trouble, man. Because America is just totally wicked, and they worse than all the things that that these other kingdoms, that these other wicked kingdoms was doing. All right, they doing it at a higher level. That's why this place got to get destroyed at a higher level. All right, cause all the wickedness, man. So yeah, man. This place gonna get destroyed by fire and fervent heat. Sulfur and brimstone. All right, Most High not playing with this place. Since you want to walk in the way of Sodom and Gomorrah, you're gonna have to die like Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and read Isaiah chapter 13 and 19. Cause this place is condemned, man. America stepping out of your range, man. Most High not going for it. All right, so this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, so scripture is saying, Babylon, which is America, the scripture is pertaining to America and the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, because all the Chaldeans, they was doing witchcraft. That's what they was doing. The Chaldeans was doing witchcraft, and that's what America doing. All right, like I said, all America doing is just following behind all these other wicked nations and these wicked kingdoms, but they just doing everything on a higher level, you know. And, that's why I said the beauty of the Chaldeans, all right, because they taking after what they did. And it says that shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, so Babylon the Great, which is America, is going to be overthrew, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, so it was a little precept to Genesis, 19 and 24, or that Salakia, that Genesis 19 and 12, man, or no, Salakia, this is a precept to that Second Peter's chapter 2 and 6, man. When Yahweh was talking about, basically saying, the this, what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah was an example of whoever followeth in the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah, or that city, the same was gonna happen to them. So, the scripture just basically proves that America will get the same punishment as Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. So, yeah, America gonna get destroyed with fervent heat. These nuclear missiles with fire. All right, because he made a covenant to Noah, saying that he would never flood the earth again. He said he would never, do that again. But that don't mean that he wasn't gonna ever, not destroy it again. Cause he is, man. He's gonna do it like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. But I'm gonna close out with 2 Peter 3 and 10. All right, this is 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall Salaki, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. All right, so the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, which means coming back of Yahweh Shah will come very unexpectedly, and a lot of people will be dismayed. 2/3 Edomites, other nations, gonna be dismayed. And says that the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The works also, Salakia, also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. All right, so America will be melted away, fervent heat, man, and the earth also and the works therein will be burnt up. All right, what's burning this earth? What's burning the wicked ways of America, which is the works, man. All right, that's the nuclear missiles is gonna do it from these other nations that's gonna be launched. All right, and the elements will melt. All right, because of these nuclear missiles, the fire, and not just these nuclear missiles, but also the destruction that's coming, that's gonna come with these chariots. All right, they also gonna be, taking their part in destroying this place, man, because it's wicked. It's way worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, and it's way worse than the time of Noah. So it's got to get destroyed on the way. It's got to get destroyed on the more crucial level, because this city, America want to be more wicked than any other kingdom that they took after in, that they follow in the ways after. They doing customs of the Roman Empire. They just basically taking after these ancient, kingdoms and all their wickedness. And they're gonna have to They're gonna have to pay just like those other wicked kingdoms did. But they're gonna have to pay in a more they're gonna have to pay more in a more painful way than these other kingdoms did, alright? Because they wanna do uh more wickedness. So that's the downfall of America right there. You know, about Babal and Shalom Israel. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Wahawa Kwadash Barakatah.